Hey, welcome back to another Getting Techy with Ben. In today's video, we're going to be taking a look at the integration between SaaS Alerts and ConnectWise Manage. Specifically, want to show you how to set up the agreement mappings so that whenever you update a billable number of users in SaaS Alerts, it'll automatically update your agreement, even if it's only just to track the cost. You don't have to necessarily make it billable. I'll show you that too. That's pretty neat. Let's go ahead and jump in and get started. All right, so once you jump into ConnectWise, I just want to show you how I have my company set up so that you can kind of set up yours similar. I'm just going to go to companies and I'm just going to use my Rhythm Industries company. I have set up just an agreement. I set it up for monitoring. I gave it a name of SaaS Alerts monitoring service. And if I click into this agreement, everything is, it's set to 0 right now, but I'm sure you'll change it to whatever you want. Let's go to additions. And this is where I can see my account of billable users. I just set up a standard product for SaaS Alerts. I gave it a cost. Right now my quantity is 0 because I haven't set up that integration, but I did go ahead and add the product in there just in case it needs something to start with. The product is very straightforward. It's just a monitoring product. I'm sure you've done this a bazillion times. So, all right. Once we do have that configured and set up, we've done our preliminary work, and now we can jump over to SaaS Alerts. Right, once we're in SaaS Alerts, I'm going to go down to Settings, and then I'm going to go to my PSA and email integration. So right now mine is paused, but that's okay. We can still jump in and I can show you how to configure it even with it being paused. So I'm going to hit edit over here. And now I'm going to go to next. This really goes on the assumption that you have already set up the configuration. If you have not, then follow the documentation that we'll put in the description down below on how to set up the API and the security role. I'm not really covering that so much. It's really straightforward, especially if you use our knowledge base. I went ahead and set up a default board. I've set up my medium alerts and SaaS Alerts to go to a priority 3 alert inside of ConnectWise. I've done something similar to my critical, but if you wanted to make this, emergency response, you could do that. You could set the default status. I went ahead and went with new. You can set up your ticket source. All this stuff is really going to be different and really based off of the way that you've configured ConnectWise. We go to next. This is an important piece because we obviously want to map our companies in SaaS Alerts to the ones that are set up within your ConnectWise. I have added a bunch of filters in here so that my companies will show up. If for some reason you don't see a company showing up in here for a specific SaaS Alerts organization, it's most likely because you don't have the right filters. So if you add a few more filters, maybe you have one that instead of set for active, it's set for imported or something. So you just make sure you had those filters in place. That's most of the time why you may not see that connection. Let's see. So if I scroll down, I see that I have Rhythm Industries and it is mapped to Rhythm Industries inside of ConnectWise. These are all your ConnectWise companies. I'm going to scroll down and I'm going to click next. All right. Now it's asking if I want to import any new customers. If you are ever wanting to add a bunch of customers that you already have established inside of ConnectWise and you want to put them into SaaS Alerts, you can import them here and save yourself a little bit of data entry. Just keep in mind this won't import any sort of whitelisting, so you have to make sure you go back there and set those whitelists. Go next. All right, so now we're at the agreement mapping part of the video, which is probably the reason that you're here. Let's go ahead and check this box. And it's asking us, do you want us to update the user account? So yes, we do. And now it's asking us, what day do you want us to update it? It's not going to update it every day. So we need to pick the day that makes most sense for our billing department. that is really up to you guys. I'm going to leave it at the 28th for now. And now it's asking what product is the one that we have associated with SaaS alerts. Well, if you remember, it was the product just called SaaS alerts security monitoring. That's the one we set up, just called in parentheses SaaS alerts. Now we can jump back here and we can see that right there. So see right there, description and our product ID. And once we have established that, we need to, it's showing us organizations with agreements already set up, and it's asking us, it's showing us for Renum which agreement pertains to SaaS alerts. We went ahead and called our agreement the SaaS alerts monitoring service, so I'm going to check that. And now it's asking us, do you want this to be billable or not? Is it billable? Not billable, do not charge. So if you are billing through this agreement, awesome. But maybe you're just wanting to keep track of the costs of running SaaS alerts, and maybe you've already included that in the agreement, and you just want to know kind of how much are your tools really costing you, and do I need to revisit, increasing my rates. So for now, I'm going to say no charge, because I want the customer maybe to see that, then they're not being charged for it. But if they would, this is what it would look like. So let's hit finish. And that's it. That's really all you have to do. So when the 28th rolls around, that is going to, our system is going to go into your agreement here and update your additions number, so that when that happens, this quantity will be whatever your billable is for the specific organization. So in our case, if we look back here and we look under Renum, then we'll see that our billable user count will be 45. So that number should update to 45 automatically. And that'll save you from having to do some data entry and research and just spending a whole bunch of times making sure that your numbers match. All right, well, I hope this video was helpful. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to reach out to our support department. That's what they're there for, and they'll be happy to answer any questions that you have. All right, I hope you guys have a good one, and I'll see you in the next video.